Be prepared. Most people think what we are about to witness is just another shift, but your entire 2025 may bend around what you do next. While most people didn't see it coming, you did. The transition from June into July 2025 isn't some gentle nudge, it's a full rupture in the energetic field. You're not supposed to feel balanced right now, you're supposed to feel it all. We're not just crossing into a new month, we're crossing into a new vibration. Some people feel this shift days before it shows up in their life. If that's been you, noticing things before they happen, you're probably ahead of the curve right now. If you feel like it, share what showed up early for you. You are not alone, and other people might relate to it. And there's one thing, something seemingly small, something most of us do late at night without even thinking, that's completely forbidden during this shift. It might seem harmless, but right now, it could seriously mess with your energy. If you've been doing it, you need to know. Keep watching. I'll tell you what it is soon. But before anything else, you need to stop doing this one thing that disguises itself as positivity, but drains your energy more than you realize. Stop trying to float through this like it's a spa retreat. This isn't love and light season, it's shadow season. And trying to smile your way through it is spiritual self-sabotage. The June-July transition doesn't want your fake positivity, it wants your truth. It's going to pull forward whatever's been buried, your grief, your regrets, your fear, your resistance. And if you keep shoving it down in the name of good vibes only, it's going to come back harder. Let it surface. This heaviness isn't punishment, it's purification. You're allowed to feel exhausted, you're allowed to feel frustrated, you're allowed to feel like your insides are being turned upside down. That's not regression, that's healing. If you're feeling off right now, you're not failing. You're responding to something bigger than words can name. But here's the twist. What feels like a breakdown right now could secretly be the activation you've been waiting for. One of the first impulses people get during intense spiritual transitions is to purify. Maybe I need to fast. Maybe I should cleanse. Maybe my body is blocking my alignment. But during this kind of shift, that instinct, no matter how noble, can work against you. Right now, your body is the filter. It's doing the heavy lifting. And when the veil thins, like it is now, your physical form becomes the last line of defense between you and everything swirling in the unseen layers. Restriction at this time doesn't equal clarity, it equals vulnerability. If your energy feels shaky, if your emotions are unstable, if you're already waking up tired or going to bed overstimulated, this is not the week to pull the plug on nourishment. You don't need to discipline your system, you need to support it. Don't demand purification from a body that's already fighting to protect you. There's a dangerous belief in spiritual spaces that says discomfort must mean you're cleansing. But not all discomfort is healing, and not all emptiness is alignment. Fasting or detoxing right now, especially if you're energetically sensitive, is like taking the batteries out of your psychic shield. Be honest. Are you trying to get lighter, or are you trying to disappear? Now's the time to listen to what your body is asking for. This doesn't mean overeating or numbing out. It means fueling your system with the nutrients, grounding, and minerals it needs to keep you connected. Not spaced out, not hypersensitive, connected. And here's the thing no one says out loud. Sometimes trying to be pure is just a disguised fear of being human. The transition from June to July is spiritual, yes, but it's also biological. Don't abandon your vessel in the name of ascension. Strengthen it instead, because what's coming next is going to require all of you to be present. This isn't about cleansing to ascend, it's about fueling to withstand. And speaking of pressure, Have you felt the mental obsession creeping in lately? That urge to figure it all out before the future arrives? Let's talk about that. Right now, your mind is going to beg for answers. It's going to ask you to plan, to predict, to make sense of why things feel so uncertain. But here's the truth. Trying to define your path in this moment is like trying to sketch a blueprint while the building is still under construction. And that pressure, that inner itch to sort everything out, that's not intuition. That's panic pretending to be purpose. The fog isn't here to block you, it's here to blindfold you so your other senses can wake up. The days between June and July are liminal time, in-between time. The soul goes quiet, but the noise in the mind gets louder. That's the trap. You're not meant to strategize your next move. You're meant to shed. This is a molt, not a mission. Destiny doesn't need to be chased right now. It's gestating. It's organizing itself behind the scenes, waiting for your inner frequency to match the next version of you. And when the match hits, it will download without force. You don't need to know your 5-year plan. You don't even need to know tomorrow. What you do need is space and stillness and the patience to let the noise clear before you make declarations. Premature decisions made in spiritual fog almost always have to be undone. So breathe. Pause. Let the confusion sit with you. Because if you can survive the not knowing without turning it into a crisis, you'll exit this week with a clarity most people miss. You had a breakthrough. You felt it. A shift. A moment of clarity. A deep release. A message that came through so clearly it echoed in your bones. Maybe something you've been calling in for months just finally arrived, and your first instinct is to share it, to post it, to tell someone, to externalize what just bloomed inside of you. But right now, that urge, it's a trap. The energy hasn't fully landed yet. You're still integrating, still anchoring, and exposing that raw spiritual gold too soon, especially in this volatile portal between June and July, will cause it to bleed out before it can become anything. You might not lose the blessing, but you will dilute it. Not everything sacred is meant to be seen. Some miracles need darkness to root. In spiritual terms, this phase is what's known as a sealing window. You're meant to keep what's blooming within you in the cave. Not forever, but just long enough for it to fully fuse with your field. The silence protects it. The stillness strengthens it. We're in a period of energetic vulnerability. What you say aloud becomes a spell, but not all spells land the way you want them to. Every time you speak of your shift, your upgrade, your success, you're opening a door. And right now, not every ear that hears you will be a clean one. Even well-meaning people can unintentionally destabilize your growth. And let's be honest, how many times have you shared a powerful experience too soon, only to feel the energy flatten after? That's not just in your head. That's energetic leakage. Sometimes your silence is the loudest proof of your transformation. This isn't about hiding your light. It's about letting it expand in your own aura before it becomes a performance. You don't need to validate it through other people's reactions. The work you've done is real. Your growth is real. But if you want it to stay real, let it settle before you shine it outward. Celebrate inwardly. Talk to spirit. Write it down. Let it live in your body for a little while longer. Because the version of you that just broke through, that's sacred. And sacred things grow best in the dark. Every shift exposes you. And this particular shift, the energetic rip between June and July, it doesn't just open your intuition, your gifts, your alignment, it opens your field. And when your field is open, every frequency you let near you enters, not metaphorically, literally. And guess who can sense that? The people who feed off your light without ever offering their own. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The ones who always call when you're finally feeling good. The ones whose problems are never ending, whose chaos is contagious, whose presence leaves you buzzing in all the wrong ways. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's family. Maybe it's someone you used to help, someone who once needed you and now just drains you. Energy vampires don't wait for invitations, they wait for access. And this week, they're hungrier. Not because they're evil, but because they feel the portal too. They feel the pressure, the shift, the thinning. But instead of transmuting it, they reach, they cling, they attach. And if your boundaries aren't fortified, they'll pull you backward just as you're trying to leap forward. You can't afford to carry their frequency into this next phase. If you do, it won't be just emotional baggage, it becomes energetic inheritance. Their spiral becomes your confusion. Their fear becomes your fog. Their stagnation becomes your block. Not every connection is meant to survive your evolution. This isn't about being cold, it's about being clean. If someone always leaves you feeling off, disconnected, tired, anxious, short-circuited, don't answer the call this week. You can love people without letting them in right now. Protect your clarity like it's a newborn. And here's a truth you probably already feel. Every time you engage with someone who drains you, you're subtly telling your spirit that their comfort matters more than your transformation. That has to stop. The people who are meant for your next season will not demand access to your energetic body during your healing. They'll wait. Or better yet, they'll be doing their own work too. Let the silence detox your circle. You're not confused. You're in denial. And deep down, you know that. This portal between June and July isn't about more signs, more synchronicities, more angel numbers, more cosmic breadcrumbs to chase down some comfortable version of the truth. It's about facing what's already been revealed. The message you got weeks ago, months ago, maybe even a year ago, that you've been stalling on ever since. Sometimes the sign isn't late, it's just inconvenient. How many times have you asked Spirit for clarity and then dismissed it because it didn't come in the packaging you hoped for? You got the dream. You saw the pattern. You felt the gut punch. But it didn't fit your plan. It didn't align with the version of reality you were still clinging to, so you asked again and again. And now you're stuck in a spiritual loop, begging for validation when what you need is action. This is where it gets real, because the veil between timelines is thin right now, meaning the gap between what you feel and what manifests is short. You don't have time to second-guess your intuition into silence. If your gut has been screaming at you and you're still asking for another sign, the issue isn't lack of clarity, it's fear of change. Your intuition isn't quiet, your resistance is just loud. And here's the kicker. If you keep pretending you're still waiting, life will stop sending signs. Not out of punishment, but because at some point, silence is the message. If you're not listening when the signs come, they'll dry up. Not forever, but long enough to show you that you're not entitled to infinite warnings. This phase is calling for decisive alignment. That might mean ending the thing, walking away, admitting the truth, letting go of the maybe, the not yet, the but what if. Let it go. You already know. You've known for a while. You just wanted the universe to do the hard part for you. But that's not how this works. Not anymore. Clarity is not the problem. Courage is. This is the moment you stop asking and start trusting. Because if you don't move now, if you wait for one more confirmation, you risk missing the entire exit ramp your soul set up months ago. There's a certain trap that empaths, healers, intuitives, and light bearers fall into during energetic transitions like this. And it's this. You think everyone else's pain is your personal assignment. Your friend is spiraling again. Your sibling sent you another cryptic message. Someone you love is clearly lost in their own karmic loop, and your heart aches to step in, to guide them, to say the right thing, to rescue them. But this time, you have to back off. This portal doesn't need your intervention, it needs your detachment. Every single person is being shown their own mirror right now. This is a cosmic feedback loop, and it's personal. Whatever's surfacing for them, whether it's their grief, their self-sabotage, their repeating patterns, their collapse, that's the work. It's sacred. And your interference, no matter how well-meaning, can actually disrupt the healing. Because here's the truth no one likes to hear. Unsolicited advice is still control. And trying to fix someone who didn't ask for help is spiritual bypassing disguised as love. Healing is not a group project, it's a sacred contract between soul and source. And let's not pretend you're just doing it for them. Sometimes trying to fix other people is just our sneaky way of avoiding our own work. If you're focused on saving someone else, you don't have to sit with your own discomfort, your own uncertainty, your own shadow rising during this portal. It's a distraction, a noble-looking one, but a distraction nonetheless. This week, the veil is thin, emotions are raw, boundaries are fragile, and karma is sticky. If you inject yourself into someone else's spiral right now, you will absorb pieces of it. You'll carry their confusion into your own field. You'll leave the transition phase with energy that isn't even yours. And you'll wonder why you feel so heavy on the other side. Don't do it. Let people have their fire. That's where the alchemy happens. You are not their savior. You are a mirror, a frequency holder. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do for someone is to let them struggle without rushing in to fix it. If they ask for help, be intentional, be clean, be clear, but if they don't, let it be. Remember earlier when I said there's one thing we do at night that's completely forbidden during this shift? This is it. It always starts the same way. It's late. The world is quiet. Your body feels off. Maybe your chest is buzzing. Your heart's racing even though you're lying still. There's a strange sensation crawling across your skin. You can't sleep. You're sweating, or freezing, or both. And your mind is running in loops, tight, fast loops that don't let you breathe. So you do what most of us do. You reach for your phone. You start Googling. Why do I feel dizzy when I close my eyes? Am I blocked? Is my third eye overactive, underactive? Is this ascension sickness? Or am I just spiraling? You're not broken, you're just in transition. Your nervous system isn't malfunctioning, it's trying to hold more light than it ever has before. What you're feeling right now is a recalibration. It's your energy body stretching to hold frequencies that are coming in faster than your mind can keep up with. This portal, this bizarre electric moment between June and July, is cracking open dormant parts of you. It's intense, it's messy, but it's not a diagnosis. It's not a warning that something's wrong with you. It's a signal that something's working. Don't let one weird, heavy night convince you that you've lost your path. Don't let a panic episode become a prophecy. Spiritual symptoms are real, but they're not always problems to solve. Sometimes they're upgrades to survive. The danger is not in the sensation. It's in the story you attach to it. Because the more you convince yourself something's wrong, the more your system believes it. And suddenly, you're not just recalibrating, you're spiraling. All because you mistook a soul detox for a spiritual collapse. This is not the moment to self-diagnose your transformation. It's the moment to trust it. You're not spiritually blocked. You're just becoming someone you haven't been before. And that always feels weird at first. Don't pathologize your evolution, embody it. And here's the secret. The more you relax into the discomfort, the faster it passes. Your body is brilliant. It knows what it's doing. Your job is to listen, not label. Let's talk about something no one admits during these intense energetic shifts. The urge to clean house, spiritually, emotionally, socially. One little disagreement, gone. One moment of discomfort, cut. One triggering message, blocked, deleted, out. But is that clarity or just control? Right now, the energy is volatile. It's pressure cooked. This June to July portal is pressing every emotional bruise we've been avoiding. So what do? We start labeling people as toxic just because they made us uncomfortable. We confuse irritation with intuition. We try to cleanse our way into peace, not through healing, but through exile. Be careful. Not every connection that stings is meant to be severed. Some are meant to show you what still hurts. Purging people can be necessary. But when it's done from a place of panic, not presence, you're not releasing weight, you're abandoning lessons. There's a difference between setting boundaries and using boundaries as armor. Right now, it's easy to mask fear as empowerment. But that won't hold when the dust settles. This energy doesn't want you to delete your life. It wants you to pause and ask, why did that interaction trigger me so much? Maybe the connection is expired, but maybe it's just mirroring something you haven't made peace with inside yourself. And if you ghost, block, or shut it down too quickly, you don't escape it, you carry it forward, unprocessed, to the next cycle. Cutting cords out of fear just ties them tighter in the shadow. You don't have to exile everyone who hurts your feelings during this window. You're not here to create a spiritual echo chamber of people who never challenge you. You're here to learn discernment. And sometimes, discernment means sitting with the discomfort instead of deleting it. Let yourself feel what they bring up. But don't confuse urgency with intuition. Don't make irreversible decisions from a temporary emotional high. Real empowerment isn't about cutting people off. It's about knowing why you would and choosing whether you have to. And if someone does need to go, you'll know. Without the chaos, without the panic, just a clean, solid truth. But before you hit block, ask yourself, is this my higher self speaking, or just the part of me trying to escape the lesson? Because the real risk isn't keeping someone too long. It's cutting someone you still need to understand. You're walking, cleaning, trying to sleep, and suddenly you're in a full-blown imaginary argument. Maybe it's someone from your past. Maybe it's someone you just texted. But the conversation plays out in your head like it's real. You defend yourself. You explain. You rewrite the ending again and again. But this isn't healing. It's looping. You're wasting sacred energy on simulations that don't exist. The June-July portal amplifies thoughts and pulls old dynamics to the surface. And for busy minds, that turns into mental theater, arguments with ghosts built from fear and unfinished wounds. The mind tricks you into rehearsing a war that's already over, just to delay the peace that's trying to arrive. And in this window, that kind of distraction leaks into your aura, clouds your intuition and pulls you away from what's actually happening. Let go of the debate. Return to the moment, because what's coming next requires your full presence, not your past defenses. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.